2018 was dotted with horrifying murders, of all which are still open cases. The murder of Rongo University student Sharon Otieno and businesswoman Monica Kimani within a month exposed the inept soft underbelly of a police force grappling with a fast deteriorating moral fabric of a society with little value for life. In this
With every screaming headline came a devastating story of a life cut short under unclear circumstances and a distraught family. The month of September had multiple cases of homicide that still remain unresolved to date. The string of gruesome deaths exposed an inept security system struggling to piece together a chain of events that led to the chilling murders.
Wamegusa roho wa Bwana. Bwana asifiwe. Na mtu akigusa roho ya Bwana, kuna mahali Bwana atamuelekeza.
With the cold-blooded killings came allegations of the possible existence of trained hitmen who operate freely and strike with military precision, but the statistics captured on the news may just be a tip of the iceberg.
I must sympathize with every family in this country that lost their loved one this year through such heinous, callous and heartless acts, by other human beings. I mean, it's unbelievable that people would actually, or someone would actually decide, plan, and take the life of someone away. I mean, life is priceless.
Most of the killings have deep underlying questions, a trend that psychologists say may signify the rise of an increasingly intolerant society.
I think that these kind of murders are symptoms of a bigger malay. That it's not really that the murders in and of themselves are the statement, but they are the symptoms of the problem we really have in society, which in this case, like you've said, intolerance. There's the tolerance of violence against people, let alone just women, but even children and even men. But that in our society, there's this question of empathy. Do we really empathize with other people? And we are really losing that.
Detectives believe the late Sharon Otieno, a Rongo University student, was sexually assaulted before assailants took her life and that of her unborn child. Her body was later found abandoned in Cordero Forest.
When my gun was kidnapped, I'm seriously mourned, and especially when I looked at some of the suspects in court, always falling to tears.
What followed was a dramatic legal process which had Migori Governor Okot Obado and his personal assistant Michael Oyamo arrested and charged with murder. Governor Obado alongside his personal assistant Michael Oyamo were held by police for over a month as detectives carried out further investigations. Obado was later released on a 5 million shillings conditional bail and 2 sureties of the same, as his PA Michael Oyamo and Migori County Clerk Casbal Obiero were denied bail.
He shall report once a month to the Deputy Registrar of this court. He shall not go anywhere within 20 kilometers of Homa Bay County boundary on all sides of that county. He shall not intimidate the parents, siblings or other close relations of the deceased.
In the same month, the body of 9-year-old Maribel Capolon, a daughter of Meru Senior Resident Magistrate Karu Kemei, was found at Gitoro Forest. Her family had been forced to go through 10 days of an agonizing search for their missing child. 2 suspects, Benson Kimani and Francis Otundo, were arrested by detectives in connection to the incident. And a flashback to the 21st of September 2018, and the body of Monica Kimani, a 29-year-old lady, was found murdered in a bathtub with her hands tied behind her and her throat slit. Detectives spent days at her apartment in Lemuria Gardens apartment in Kimani looking for evidence to solve the mystery murder. Joseph Irungu and TV journalist Jackie Maribe were arrested on separate days and have since gone through numerous court sessions. Maribe is currently out on a 1 million shillings bond. Police statistics show that the number of murder cases have been on a steady increase. In 2017, for example, there were 2,774 homicide cases, a figure higher than previous years. The 2018 figures could even be higher. The most recent murder case was that of TV actor Jamal Nasor, who was stabbed to death a few days ago. Mrs. Grace Namulo in yet another suspected crime of passion that will see the accused Mrs. Grace detained until December 27th to allow for investigations. Experts reckon that arrest and prosecution of persons linked with murder has been fast and efficient, but derailed by a tedious judicial process which sometimes allows the suspects to walk with a slap on the wrist.
It forms a cumulative inference that if I commit it, I won't be found out. There is no capacity in this country to investigate, to compile forensic evidence, ballistic evidence, to be able to come up with a watertight, solid evidence to cause a conviction on someone.
The law is not emotional. And while these issues are very emotive, that law works on the premise of evidence. And when you talk about the question of beyond a reasonable doubt, that is a very high standard to be met. So therefore, to actually place somebody at the scene of a murder, to actually place physical evidence that places them to be the guilty party, is not an easy thing. And also remember that criminal justice comes from another perspective, that it is better to let 10 guilty people go free than have one innocent person locked up.
The families on the receiving end, however, may have to wait longer for the elusive justice. Elphas Lagat, Citizen TV.